This group of seniors epitomizes what it means to be men for others, epitomizes what the school believes in, and I'm so proud of all the work that they put in and the young men that they have become. Once again, parents, it's because of you and the way that you raise them. It makes our job so easy. I can't say thank you enough. All right, so the seniors are going to introduce themselves and then their parents. Parents, if you want to meet them over here, we'll get a picture in front of the net, and then we'll get a group picture underneath them after that.
My name is Egan, and my parents are Kelly and Rachel.
My name is Ricky Bucket, and my parents are Catherine and Dan.
My name is Luke Sarge, and my parents are Kristen and John.
My name is Peter Hutt, and my wonderful parents are Colin and Colin Hutt. I love you so much.
My name is Stephen Walshaw. My parents are Paul and
My name is Chris Maloney, and my parents are Kathleen and Finn. My name is Jack Ricky, and my parents are Helen and Kevin. My name is Max Kowalski, and my parents are Kelly and Karen.
My name is Benny Guthrie, and my parents are Stephen and Lynn.
Once again, I want to say thank you Tosa West for allowing us to honor our seniors. Thank you again, parents, for this moment.
Welcome back to the Humphrey Gymnasium. We're your Marquette Hilltoppers. In their last home game of the year, senior night, their last conference game, they're taking on the Tosa West Trojans in a marquee matchup. Hilltoppers coming in at 16-10. The Trojans coming in at 5-18, a record of very different stories. Let's get to tonight's keys of the game.
Some key points from Tosa West.
is that they got to get out of system balls. They have a lot of those, and their defensive plays have been broken up with some bad passing, so they need to find something with their offense to do. Another thing is try and tool off the block and good shot placement. That's definitely going to be something important to work against Marquette. Also another thing, looking for deep corners and smart shots with their hits. Sometimes Marquette's miscommunication leads to errors when the libero and outside have to split a seam.
And for your Marquette Hilltoppers, they need to take care of business. They end their regular season campaign versus #1 ranked Middleton next week. Need to start off strong, and that starts here tonight in the Humphrey Gymnasium. Need to perform to roll into next week with steam. Tonight they're going to need to find the middle runs. They're at the size advantage, and it is a great time to get back into rhythm, especially with the return of Aiden Delfava. Tonight we'd like to recognize the 9 seniors part of the Marquette High volleyball team. Aiden Delfava, Reed Fleming, Luke Basarich, Tiernan Maloney, Jack Lemke, Peter Hutt, Stephen DeLongchamps, Max Radomski, and Bennett Gottfried. Thank you for the past 4 years of commitment you guys have brought to this program. And let's conclude their career in conference play tonight, hopefully with a win. And tonight, back to action also. Aiden Delfava is returning from his knee injury. There he is now. The senior outside, that's really been the spark Marquette is missing in some of their close losses. Be great to have him back for playoff time. And also tonight, we are without star setter Cameron Schaefer. Luke Basarich will be taking the reins at setter. Standing at a measly 6'6". He's going to command tonight's 5-1 offense. We are soon underway, and we'll be back with our first serve. I'm Aaron Egan. I'm joined by Davis Fryjoff. Tonight is leg 2 of 3 of the fall finale for the Hilltopper Media Collective. Last night, Hilltopper Soccer defeated Menominee Falls 3-1. You can check that replay out live on YouTube. Tonight, Hilltopper Volleyball takes on the Wauwatosa West Trojans. And tomorrow, game of the year. Number 8 ranked Marquette Hilltoppers, number 3 ranked Madison West Regents for all the marbles. Last game of the regular season, Quad Park, live at 7 p.m. Tune in or be there. I know Marquette guys, we don't have school the next day, not hard to get out and support Hilltopper soccer, but I will be on the call for that one as well. Now I'm Aaron Egan, joined by Davis Fryjoff. This is a production produced by the Hilltopper Media Collective along with Rowen, Clarke, and Elijah Olson. And soon we will be underway with first serve. Wauwatosa West will be serving with Jason Nanopa at the helm.
Something else to look for in this game is the Marquette serving percentage. They need to get that up, be more consistent with serving.
Float in from Anopa. Basarch to the middle run, and it's out of bounds right away.
Set was just a little bit too high on that one. Maybe Maloney overran it, but we'll get that fixed.
Yeah, Marquette typically starts a little bit slower than some other teams. We've seen that previously. Anopa misses his serve into the net. If you're Wauwatosa West and you're playing a team that misses a lot of serves, you can't miss your own serves to give them their errors back. It really just, it doesn't work like that. And here's Basarch back at the line now from the setter position. Unlike his normal right side spot, and there he is, he misses again.
Marquette's first serve of the night in the net. Basarch is also looking to build up those connections with his hitters. Not setting a lot this year. It's mostly been Cameron Schaefer, who's not in attendance tonight.
Here's Evan Timmers at the line. Back row swing from Delfava. Down ball is picked up by Timmers. They look for Zwaska. Tries to tip it into the block, and it hits the net for a Marquette point.
It's not really the greatest choice there. It was a little bit of a low set. Tried to put it over, but could have done something a little more aggressive.
Julian Zwaska, number 7, the standout player on this Trojans team. The lefty right side will look to make an impact tonight. And there's the miss serve from Delfava.
0 for 2 on serving for Marquette tonight. First 2 serves are missed in the net.
That's something you need to clean up. These are unearned points that you're giving to the Trojans. Now we have Henry Bacher at the line. His float passed high by Delfava. Swing by Fleming. Hampton, his first swing of the night, and it's off the block of DeSlongchamps. It'll be point Trojans.
Steven just didn't set that block too far enough outside. Just got tooled off the left side of his block.
Yeah, and we've talked about how it's important for hitters on the other team to take advantage of maybe not the biggest block, but a quick block. Tipped over by Zwaska, down into the floor. Another point for the Trojans. That's 3 in a row from them.
Smart decision by Zwaska to just tip that one down instead of taking a big swing, you know. It's always got to be smart instead of going for the big kill.
Right, placement over power. Here's another one from Bakar, and it's just past the back line. It's a missed serve for the Trojans. It'll be a Marquette point.
Both teams here, we got to get these serves in. I think West has put two out, same with Marquette.
Here's Radomski, the 90% server, and he gets an ace. First of the night for him.
Radomski, Marquette's most efficient server, sitting around a 90 on the season. You can always have some hope when he gets up to the line.
Just a bit of an errant pass from Evan Timmers there. Here's Radomski's second. Looks for Hampton's short platform. They go to him on the outside. And it's off the head of Lemke, another tool kill for the Trojans.
You know, that's hard when you're trying to take away so much court, pressing your hands over and spreading the block. There's a lot of room for it to hit your head. You just took advantage or got lucky on that one.
Right, and it happens. And number 5, Cody Sansanthafone. Here's Basarch to DeSlongchamps. Hits the hands of Hampton, and Bakar's not able to pick it up. It's a kill for the Hilltoppers, and that's DeSlongchamps' first.
Great high hand swing there, just off the right hand, and West isn't able to pick it up.
Right, a smart swing there. DeSlongchamps back at the line. Basarch in the front row now. This serve just misses out of bounds. Topspin just a bit too far.
3 missed serves for Marquette tonight.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, against Tosa East, Marquette had 26 missed serves in 4 sets. Not the line where you want to be at. There's the middle run from Lemke. Nope, it goes to Timmers. It's blocked out of bounds by Basarch. Couldn't turn his hands towards zone 6.
Pressed over a lot, took away a lot of court, but just didn't rotate his hands back into the court.
Right, a big block from him, and he has very long arms. Blocking and setting from that front row setter position. They go to Fleming on the outside. He's OT, but it's out of bounds.
Great high swing there. Just didn't catch the ball far enough out in front of him. Looked like there could have been a touch there, but line judge said no.
Here's James Hampton back at the line. They go to Lemke in the middle. Nobody's home.
No, those are the ones that you kind of just freeze on defense. Hits the tape. You don't know really what to do, who's going to be there. That one falls right into the campfire.
Right, and we talked about how Marquette Middles have a huge advantage tonight. Usually the Marquette Middles don't get the size advantage, but tonight they do, which is going to make them extremely powerful. That pass from Fleming is up into the ceiling. Radomski's not able to adjust, and it's down into the floor. Trojans leading with a score of 6-10, something you don't see out of a team that's only won 5 games.
Really slow start from Marquette here. I think it's just Basarch trying to build up his connections with the hitters.
Not the best located set from Basarch, but Lemke makes it work. He gets the tip over for a point.
He's just trying to get back into the groove here. Not been setting for a while.
Right, Cameron Schaefer has just about played every single game for the Hilltoppers, every single set even. So it's quite good for him to get a break, especially on this senior night. Swing by Hamptons into the net.
Pretty high set. Hitter just got there late.
Hampton with the pass. Nopa finds Timmers. Timmers with the lefty roll. Iden, big swing. There's his first of the night. I mean, did you expect anything less from the ace in the hole?
That's something you like to see and like to do coming back from an injury. Big swing, big kill.
Those are the big swings that Marquette has been missing at some points. But now that they've brought Delfava back, they're a force to be reckoned with. Here's Lemke now. They go to Hampton in the back row. Lemke gets the pass up to Longchamps. Now his back row approach. Swings into that deep corner. Another kill for him.
Great swing there from the Longchamps. You know, not always power. It's about placement.
Right, especially when your reach is way above the Tosa West block. I mean, you pretty much can do anything you want if you're a hitter. Lemke's low-driven float's broken up. Played over by Anopa. Fleming with the pickup. They go to Maloney in the middle, and it's off the platform of Bacher, and it's another Marquette point.
They seem to be running these middle one balls pretty far off the net, but, you know, the middles are doing a great job adapting and putting these balls in.
Yeah, Maloney did a nice job of opening up his shoulders, and he slotted that one in the deep corner. Here's another one for Lemke. Marquette in the driver's seat with a 1-point lead. Timmers' approach goes for the cut shot, no good, and it's into the net.
Turned the thumb down too much there. He must have saw Marquette's huge block. Tried to go around it, but was unsuccessful.
Tosa West got a bit excited after their 4-point lead. Now they're down 2 with Marquette scoring 6 in a row. It's a well-driven float by Lemke. They go for the dump, and it's stuffed by Maloney. He throws that one back down onto Anopa's head. Another Marquette point.
Quick decision-making there from Maloney. Way to put that back over. Just threw him out of system. They couldn't get that ball up.
Yeah, sometimes creating chaos is a great way to score points, and that's exactly what Maloney does. Deeper float now from Lemke. Bakar on the out-of-system ball. It's rolled over. Fleming on the pickup, even though it may have been out. They go to Longchamps in the back row. First middle run of the night is housed by Iden Delfava. A block from him, a big one at that.
He must be feeling good coming back from this injury. He's playing pretty well tonight.
We saw him suit up in the game against Tosa East a few weeks ago. He didn't quite play in that one. Now he's finally back at full strength after the past few weeks out with an injury, and now this team is flying. They go to him again. Big swing, and off the hands of number 10, Zach Brunau in the middle, and he gets another kill.
Man, Delfava's really finding this groove. You know, they had a little too much of him. Tosa West timeout.
Right, Tosa West calling the timeout, down 5. Marquette has scored the last 9 points off of great service by Jack Lemke. He's done a nice job of either finding the high hands in the deep court or forcing the shallow platform balls. But he's done a nice job of putting his serves in. Pretty efficient server, serves at around an 81%. Nice job from the senior middle. All seniors on the court right now. I mean, what else would you expect? It is senior night here. in the Humphrey Gymnasium.
You know, Jack Lemke's serving percentage is going to go up after this. Looking to catch a few more after his timeout. That's a really big thing, too. Coming out of timeouts with momentum, that's something Marquette really needs. Some teams have been taking advantage, icing our servers off of the timeouts. Marquette's looking to focus after this. Timeout brings some energy back.
Here's Lemke back at the line. Might take a little bit of power off this one. Just trying to work his way back into the groove. Sends it deep. And it's an ace off the hands of James Hampton. An ace for Jack Lemke.
Hampton didn't have such strong hands there. Just went right off his fingertips. Wasn't expecting that one.
You know, it's hard to get a ball up when you're just using your pointer fingers, not your thumb. Timmers high hands pass. They go to him on the outside. He's blocked. It's picked up by Hampton. Overpass. And Brunau overpowers Maloney and Delfava, and it's out into the back of the court. Point for the Trojans. They get one back after that run by the Hilltoppers.
Some miscommunication there on the block by Maloney and Delfava. They just got a little too close, foot over foot, and weren't able to pick that one back up.
Nopa serve, they quick run to Maloney. It's off the high hands of Bruno, and it bounces far back of the court. Nobody's there to reach it.
That's something to focus on, putting balls deep and just putting the other team out of system. It's a great way to score.
Basarich floats now. Straying away from his typical top spin serve. Free ball played over by Zwaska. They go to Delfava, huge swing, and it's down into the floor. The power behind that one's immense as Bakar is nowhere near it.
What a kill from Delfava. Just pounds that one in the floor. Got super high on that attack.
Here's Basarich's second. Deep float from him, and it's barely out of bounds. Just misses the back line. There'll be another point for the Trojans, another service error for the Marquette Hilltoppers.
At this rate, it doesn't look like Marquette's missing that many serves, but maybe when they start losing momentum, getting tired, that could pick up. Looking to stop that.
Timmers at the line. They go to Longchamps on the outside, and he swings down the line. Anopa not able to handle it. His hands weren't in the right position. That's another point for the Hilltoppers.
Longchamps goes around that block there, just in between the antenna and the hands. Defender in the one zone wasn't ready for that one.
Big serve in from Delfava now. Strong topspin serve. Hampton's able to get a hand on that. Free ball played over on some miscommunication. They go to Maloney again. Zwaska out of system. Timmers rolls one over. They go to the flare for Longchamps, and it's out of bounds. It'll be another point for the Trojans.
Some more miscommunication there. It looked like Maloney was going in for a back one when Longchamps was running a flare. They almost collided there. Longchamps was forced to swing out. He couldn't really go line with the position Maloney was in.
We have Bakar back at the line now. Fleming picks up the deep float. They're going to him on the out-of-system ball. Tight set for Anopa. Hampton makes do with it. They go for the flare again. It's off the hands of Hampton for a tool. Another Marquette point.
Only the players on the court know what's going on right now with this back one and flare running at the same time. Maloney pulled himself out a little far on that one. Almost collided even closer with the Longchamps, but he was able to make a smart decision. Tool it off the hands of the West blockers.
Marquette leading by 7 as Radomski misses his serve. Now lead cut to 6 with a score of 20 to 14. We're nearing the end of set 1.
That's not something you usually see from Radomski. Putting one in the net. He's a really consistent server.
Santhofone at the line. His float nowhere near the court. And it's into the net for a Marquette point. Yeah, Noah's right. That's what the Marquette bench is saying. That was weak. Sarch into the front row now. Longchamps back at the line. Big topspin serve from him. Looks for the deep line. It's over the head of Timmers. He decides no go. That's Marquette point.
At least
Sorry,
Marquette.
not Marquette point. Tosa West point. My apologies.
At least Marquette's being aggressive with their serves here, missing long instead of in the net.
That is true. Dump from Basarich. Bobbles around, gets over to the Marquette side of the court. They go to Fleming on the high ball. Big swing picked up by Bakar. Hampton in the back row. Pass by Radomski. Tip from DeSlongchamps. He just misses that one. Gets a little bit behind him on his approach, and he's not able to convert.
Must have misread that one. My apologies. Just overran that ball. Wasn't able to catch his hand and get over the net.
Line swing from Fleming. Looks like somebody's in the net. Net was shaken, no call. They go to him again. Can't find the high hand, swings into the deep corner, just out of bounds.
Fleming's just catching this ball a little bit behind his shoulder. That's the reason it's going far out. Maybe just catch it a little bit further out in front of yourself, and you can hit over almost any block you want to.
Go to DeSlongchamps in the back row, goes for the shallow down ball. Timmers on the outside run. Goes for the tip around the antenna. It's not around the antenna. Tip just makes it over the block on a bit of an unlucky contact. It'll be another Trojan point as they cut the lead to 3. Hampton's deep float is out of bounds. Not what you wanted if you're a Trojan.
Again, being aggressive on the serves, though. Missing long instead of into the net. That's usually a better way to do it, but still misserves are not key.
Float from Fleming. Brunel with the tip. They go to Fleming again in the back row. It's off the platform of Hampton. Bakar's not able to pick it up off the ceiling, and it's a point for the Hilltoppers as they put themselves within 2.
Driving the other teams out of system, that's a good way to score points. Not a lot of teams are able to convert those into big swings.
Here's Fleming, second. Another deep one picked up by Santaphone. Timmer's big swing down the line, no touch is called, and it's out of bounds. Marquette are at set point now.
Looking to make this serve. Fleming here. Get this Marquette serving percentage up.
Fleming around midway through the season, straight away from the topspin serve, now puts in a float. They go for the middle run for Lemke. His swing is down into the donut hole, and that's the end of set 1. Marquette Hilltoppers 25, Wauwatosa West Trojans 18. They're 2 sets from victory here in senior night in this marquee conference matchup of the Greater Metro Conference. I'm Aaron Egan. I'm joined by Davis Fryjoff. Produced by Rowen Clarke. This is a production by the Hilltopper Media Collective. Our second to last broadcast of the fall season. Catch us tomorrow. Madison West Regents versus Marquette Hilltoppers. Footy, game of the year. And that's all for now, folks. Thank you for tuning in.
On top of being senior night here in the Humphrey Gymnasium, it is also Junior Hilltoppers night. Junior Hilltoppers is a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade volleyball program dedicated to exposing younger dedicated to exposing younger children to the game, and if they are interested in coming to Marquette High. It's a great way to start volleyball and get exposed to the coaches and environment here at Marquette High.
Can't be more right about that. For those who don't know, Davis participates on the JV volleyball team. I formerly played volleyball. I was part of the Junior Hilltoppers program myself. Great. I completely agree with everything he says. Check that out if you're a rising 6th, 7th, or 8th grader, or if you just want to get interested in volleyball. Great way for that. There we are underway soon for the start of set number 2 here at the Humphrey Gymnasium. Luke Basarch kicking it off at the line. He's clapping. He's happy. Does he know the chain rule? Probably not. But he puts in a float serve. Out of bounds. Surprise, surprise.
Not a great start for Marquette here in the second set. First missed serve out. Looking to cut down those missed serves from 26 against Tosa East 2 weeks ago.
There's just Longchamps, takes some power off the swing, finds his angle through the block. Hampton not able to pick it up, Marquette point.
Placement over power, that's a key from the Longchamps here. He's able to find places where they aren't or set other teams out of system. Very smart player.
Big serve from Del Fava. Finds Bakar. They go to Timmers on the right side. Looks for the line, he's not able to open up far enough. Swings into the net.
Just whiffed that one, probably off the wrist or elbow a little bit. Just got to make a little bit of contact, be smarter with your swing.
Especially when you play a team that's so dominant on offense, you really need to just let them make mistakes and give them the ball. You can't be making mistakes yourself. Zwaska swing, Del Fava one-arm dig. Free ball over by Radomski. Anopa goes to Timmers. Blocked by Fleming. Brunel's not able to get there off the block touch, and it's another point for the Hilltoppers. Solo block by Reed Fleming.
Fleming drifted on that block a little bit, was still able to cut off enough court from the west swing, pushing those hands deep over into the court.
Third from Del Fava into the net. Del Fava, one of the weaker servers on the team when it comes to putting it in, sits around 73%. Does average the most aces on the team with 1.3 for the games he's played in. His first appearance back from injury was last week in a 3-1 victory versus Muskego. Here's his second game back. Out of system ball to Hampton. Blocked by the Longchamps as Hampton was under the net. It's Marquette point off of the air.
Both of Tosa West points are off Marquette's missed serves. It's only 2. But we got to cut that down.
Yeah, Marquette don't make many technical violations as a team, you know, like into the net, under the net, footfall, you know. Very clean team in that regards, but not at the serving line. There they get that one. Here's Radomski's float. They go to Zwaska on the right side, looks for the deep corner. Setter's not there. Bit of a miscommunication between Longchamps and Basarich, and it just drops for a Trojan point.
Some great serves from Radomski there. Just putting it right over the tape in between the antenna. That's what really throws a team out of system, not being able to pass float serves.
Deep serve off Del Fava's hands. Basarich struggles to get there. Down ball played over by Fleming, and Tosa West Trojans don't go for it, and it hits the back line. Another point for the Hilltoppers.
That ball looked like it was going to be in from every angle. I don't know what confused the Tosa West defense there from going for the ball. Just a lack of effort.
Right, I mean, if it's even close to the line, you got to play it, so. Hampton, he's blocked. Pick up off a few bobbles. Heads up, Elijah. Marquette point after the free ball is played out of bounds. Longchamps back at the line, puts Basarich in the front row. Some of the foreign exchange students from good old France are here in the building tonight. They're spending their time at Marquette with us. Very interesting people to talk to. Great learning about the culture, and just shows some of the excellence of the school here is about how we have these students who come and are able to learn just like us. So great to have them here. Watching some volleyball, some BTA, they might say. Dump over from Basarich. Anopa goes for the swing. Out of system ball. Fleming with the down ball, shoots deep corner. Hampton's rushed on the swing. It's out of bounds. It'll be Marquette point.
Good deep swing, good thought there from Hampton, but just didn't find the court. Didn't catch that one far out in front of him. Great serve by Reed Fleming there. High float. Miss hit by Hampton just into the net. Whiffed that one. Tried to tip it right over the block to setter defense, but that did not work.
Yeah, we've seen them look for that shallow end of the line just above the block, and there's an ace from Fleming. But as I was just saying, Tosa West, they aim just over the block, but it has not turned out well.
Timmers wasn't able to get under that one. Just hit his platform in the ground at the same time.
Deep serve from Fleming. That's an ace from him. Great serve as he pushes Timmers back, makes him jump. Flat platform is broken, and that's an ace. That's all there is to it.
Good hustle by Tosa West there over the ball, but just wasn't able to catch it enough to get it back up and play.
Short float from Fleming. Timmers and Bakar aren't there. Free ball played over by Swaska. Big swing by Basarich for the kill.
Evan Timmers isn't passing very well right now. That may be a target Marquette's looking to hit a little bit more.
Yeah, we've seen Marquette look at Timmers and Hampton for passing. We'll see if Reed tries to split their seam here in hopes of miscommunication. He finds the high hands of Bakar. Out of system ball over by Hampton. They go to Delfava. Swing is blocked. Radomski to Delfava again. It's picked up by Bakar as they sit him on his bum. Good cover, but he is inevitable. Number 7, Aiden Delfava, puts that one into kill like he always does.
James Hampton trying to go for this one spot tip again. It's blocked by Basarich's high hands, long arms. Definitely an advantage there, able to block a lot of different shots.
Something different about Basarich setting versus Schaefer setting is that the blocking presence is fully in effect now on the outs when it comes to blocking those outside hitters on the other side of the net. Now that Basarich is there, big block, able to block off a lot of court compared to Schaefer, where it sometimes can be a blocking liability. Another short float fly. Fleming overpass by Delfava. He wrestles with Anopa, and he puts another one into the floor.
Another little trick from Basarich he uses to throw off teams is a little two-step gather before he sets. You know, it could go either way. Sometimes he takes a swing or sets a middle, throws off the other team well.
Marquette leading with a score of 15-5 after Fleming's missed serve. James Hampton at the line. Timmers now in the front row.
Marquette's definitely not playing their strongest right now, but they're playing some smooth volleyball.
Big swing from Delfava down the lines, and Santophone's not able to get there. Another big swing from Delfava on another Marquette point.
Great kill, high swing, high contact, a lot of power. That's one that feels really good as a hitter.
Here's Lemke at the line now. Takes out Radomski from the libero position temporarily. Deep float by him, finds the hands of Bakar. Anopa goes to Timmers. And Basarich with another dump that results in a kill.
Just a high reach from Basarich, able to put that one down short enough that West's Semphophone isn't able to get there.
Lemke puts a lot of power on that one, doesn't get the angle to put it over. That one's into the net, another Marquette service error.
Definitely not as many service errors from Marquette. That's a good thing.
Great pass from Radomski. Maloney's blocked in the middle, get another chance at it. And an overpass. Joust won by Basarich versus Brunau. And they get another point from that.
Bruno tried to be smart with that tip down there, but Basarch said nope. He was just right there, predicted that really easy. Read like a book.
Great way to put it. Basarch back at the service line. Floats one in. Hampton jumps on that pass. Not the best passing form. Out of system ball. Basarch calls it, decides to play the free ball. Anopa goes to Timmers. It's blocked by the Schlong Champs. They go to Hampton in the back row. And his swing is out of bounds as he was looking for that deep corner.
Tipping from this outside position by Timmers and Hampton. They both try to go high off of our block, but just doesn't really work out well for them. Marquette is able to reach high and stop those tips from going into the one spot.
Basarch is float flying Hampton again. Bakar. Here's Basarch going for the gap. And they find Maloney there for a kill. It hits off the hands of Sasanthafone. Marquette in a commanding lead, score of 20-6. They're looking to close this one out.
This is a real defeat here. 20-6. That is not a score you see often in volleyball, only when you see a very strong, powerful team face a not so one.
That set by Basarch is just a bit errant. Timmers is able to beat Schlong Champs to it. He sends it down for a point. One of Tosa West's first earned points of this set, I believe.
Marquette putting on cruise control here. Don't need to step on the gas a lot more with this big of a lead, but definitely need to pull out these last few points.
And what you need to do in this situations is you need to terminate. You need to end this. You don't want to give up any silly, stupid things. And you don't want anybody to do silly, stupid things. You just need to terminate. And let's see what Delfava will do here. Strong top spin serve as he comes to the line with a score of 21-7. Big swing from him. Carr plays over the free ball into the corner. Delfava with the pickup. The overlapping flare is able to hit off the hands of Zwaska. Schlong Champs gets that kill as it dribbles across the tape.
You know, only the players know what's going on here with the Maloney back one and the Schlong Champs running the flare. At that time, they weren't as close of colliding, but it's definitely not that safe of an option to run as an offense. That's a quick way to get injured if something goes wrong.
I think their goal is to pull the block for Maloney and then leave a gap for the Schlong Champs, and I think that's what happened there for the Schlong Champs kill. But Delfava serves into the net. Evan Timmers back at the line. They go to Fleming on the outside. Hits it down the line against the one-man block from Zwaska.
At this rate of how many times Maloney and Schlong Champs are running the back one flare combo, the Trojans should be able to pick this one up on the block and recognize where they need to be when they need to be.
Here's the quick run to Hampton, and that's his first big swing of the night. Very quick tempo run from Hampton and Anopa. And that's his first big kill of the affair.
Marquette's block was very split there. Hampton saw that, was able to put one right down in the sixth spot. Very hard swing there. That's one you're not going to be able to get up.
Bakar at the line. Swing into the net. Puts Marquette at set point with a score of 24-9. And look at this, number 11, Peter Hutt is coming in to serve. One of the first appearances we've seen from him. First in conference play on our broadcasts.
Peter Hutt, personally my favorite player, great guy. Here's a serve.
Float from him. Almost gets the ace. And Hampton's not able to recover on the outside set from Anopa. Hilltoppers win the point. They win the set, score 25-9 as they take a lead of 2-0.
Peter Hutt with the game-winning serve there. Great short float. Way to mix it up there. That's a way to put a team out of system, make them confused.
Right,
that is our second set from the Humphrey Gymnasium. Marquette takes a lead of 2-0 against Tosa West in senior night. in their last conference matchup here at Marquette High.
Right, I'm Aaron Egan. I'm joined by Davis Fryjoff. We're the Hilltopper Media Collective. Join us tomorrow night for the last fall broadcast of the season, and we will be with you shortly for set number 3.
Welcome back to the Humphrey Gymnasium here at Marquette High, where the Hilltoppers take a commanding 2-0 set lead against Tosa West here. Very smooth game from Marquette, being able to defeat Tosa West in some pretty easy sets. Looking to pull this one out in 3, sweep, let the seniors go home early, enjoy some good sleep before the 3-day weekend.
Right, Peter Hutt starting this set now. One thing about this game, this could be our shortest broadcast ever that didn't have technical difficulties. Looking for our record. I'm not exactly sure what the record is, but this seems like it could be close. We're coming up and we're 10 minutes away from the hour mark. Big swing from Delfava. Deep shot in the corner. Marquette starting it off strong. 1-0.
High swing OT there. Great swing from Delfava, able to put some power on it, but also place it well in the deep 5 corner. It'll bring Basarch up to the line.
What if I just started talking with a British accent for the rest of the broadcast? What would you think of that?
Be pretty classy.
Here's Luke Basarich at the line. Float coming in from him. Sends the deep float into the corner. Anopa sends it to the right side, and it's off the block for the tool kill. That's Bakar. Bakar has taken off the libero jersey, and he steps up at the right side position for his first kill of for the evening. All right, we're back to normal. Bakar back at the line now. Big swing from Peter Hutt. What a reach, what a kill from him.
Very high swing from Peter Hutt there. What a kill. That is something you love to see. Probably feels great for him. One of his first times being in. He's taking advantage of it, starting it off with a big kill.
Delfava. Big serve from him. Picked up by Hansen. Deep swing from Timmers. They go to Hutt on the right side again. Another big swing from him as it hits off the chest of Bakar into the antenna for a Marquette point.
Peter Hutt with 2 kills in a row, right off the chest of the West defense there. Great swing.
Man, I love that guy. Peter Hutt. Here's Delfava, his second. Looks for Timmers again. They go to him on the outside run. Miscommunication between him and Hansen. Didn't know if there was going to be a swing. Didn't know if there was going to be a free ball. Turns out it was neither. That's Marquette point.
Hansen, the libero there, you got to take control, almost like being the quarterback out there. You know, you just got to communicate with the other players well. You got to be the captain, really take control of the court there.
Another one from Delfava. An ace from him as Hansen's platform isn't there. That one's into the ground for a Marquette point.
He's falling back on his heels there. Not ideal passing form.
Delfava now. Overpass from Hansen. The swing from Fleming, that's not exactly what he wanted, but that's what he gets, and what he gets is still a point regardless.
Placement over power there. He definitely intended to do that as it is whiffed off his fist. Still gets the kill.
You've probably said placement over power 4 times, Davis.
It's key.
That's a big serve. They find Hansen. Hansen can't pass that one well. Below the net. Marquette Hilltoppers take a 7-1 lead. Similar to what happened to Brazil at the 2014 FIFA World Cup. That game ended 7-1. We've got Delfava now with another serve. Timmers jumps at it. Go to him on the outside, blocked by Hutt, but it's out of bounds.
Personally, I don't think there was a touch there, but the line judges signal that there was. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's not easy being a referee. I'd know myself. But, you know, one thing I will say is I referee middle school volleyball, and even at that level, the game comes down to serves. All the time, it's serves. And who makes their serves, who doesn't make their serves.
Even at these levels, it's a big key.
Throughout all of volleyball, I mean, it's huge. I mean, serves are the name of the game. That's where the rally starts. So if you're really missing a serve and you're not even starting a rally, I mean, that kind of looks like something's wrong. But Hansen's top serve. Big swing from Maloney. Boom, 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 boom.
Right off the head there. William Zhang, and might want to get him checked for a concussion. That ball was hit pretty hard to his upper chest. Maybe caught a little bit of the face there. That definitely did not feel good.
Maloney at the line now. Didn't serve in the last set. They go to Bakar in the back row. Delfava gets there with his hands. They go to Hutt on the right side, looks down the line, sits down Hansen, and that's another kill.
Peter Hutt taking advantage of every single opportunity he gets here. That's 3 kills for him. 2 of them off defense's chest. Just a very hard swing. Got to react really quick as a defender to be able to pick those up.
Top spin serve from Maloney. Can't find the back line. That one's out of bounds. Not something you see from him too often.
No, it was a good try from Maloney, good toss, good reach, but just probably not use that in game enough to be comfortable and be efficient at doing so. It'll bring Symphophone up to the line.
Basarch, they go to Hutt again on the flare ball, but he's just swings it into the net. Told Basarch he wanted it a little higher. Maybe he should have just been a little faster there, but his lengthy arms can get him a higher approach touch there, but he's not able to convert. Here's Symphophone second.
That's Peter Hutt's first error. Doesn't take away from him being a great student, great guy. Love that man.
Another swing into the corner. Another kill from Reed Fleming. Here's Hutt back at the line. We saw him serve on game point last set. Here's his first of set number 3. The Hilltoppers leading with a score of 10-5. The Marquette Mesa Club tomorrow during our flex period is hosting a discussion about the TikTok trend performative males. So if you drink matcha, if you own a Labubu, go check that out. They might have to send me there. I'm a big Claro fan myself.
Peter Hutt with the missed serve. Thanks for the information, Aaron.
Always got to talk about school events. Dump from Basarch. Almost, I might have called that a double myself. Free ball's played over. Delfava with the pickup. They go to Maloney in the middle. Big swing. Another kill from him.
That swing from Lemke there was contacted very high. That's something our middles do a great job on, just hitting the ball really high. Even off the net, they're able to put that in the seams, confuse the defense, set them out of system, or just hit the ball into the floor before their defense can even touch it.
Good pickup by Hansen there. Lemke plays that one over the net off of the block touch. Wauwatosa West coach arguing for a lift, but still works out in their favor as they get the point.
Marquette definitely not rolling as smooth through this set as it is closer with a score of 11-7. You know, maybe they can step on the gas a little bit more here, get some points, and be able to slow it down a bit.
Yeah, I mean, usually it takes the Hilltoppers some time to ramp up, and I think that's what they're starting to do now after those big moments like that where you get the Delfava kill, but they really kick it into gear around midway through the set. I mean, our Hilltopper Media Collective opening night was against the Brookfield Central Lancers. All 3 sets they started maybe down 10-5, 10-6, and they came back and won all those sets. So it's a matter of time for them to get warmed up, kicking into gear. Big swing from Hutt. Swaska's not able to get that. That's another point for the Hilltoppers, the big swing from him.
Not a lot of downspin on that ball. There was definitely a lot of heat on it. Just floated right into Timmer's platform, just off his shoulder. Wasn't able to angle a platform there. Another kill from Peter Hutt. What a guy.
And it looks like it will be called back. I believe Peter Hutt's foot was on the line is what the call is going to be. Tosa West point and Nopa back at the line. Top spin serve way out of bounds. The court's not over there.
Peter Hutt says, ball don't lie. He doesn't think he was over the line on that one.
Our down ref today is a popular TikTok personality named Monica, a volleyball referee. She records her games where she referees and talks about it a little bit on TikTok. I've been in one of those myself. Marquette has been in one of those, sectional final against Tosa East in 2023. Maybe again tonight as we see her at the down ref position.
Peter Hutt with the tool off the tip on the west block. They almost pick it up and send it over, but it's just outside the antenna. It'll bring Basaric to the line.
Peter Hutt back in the front row now. Marquette leading by 6. Nopa one hand sets to Bernal. It's just over the net. It's going to be Marquette point after Tierney Maloney puts that one back down.
Tosa West seems to be losing a lot of energy here. Their bench isn't standing up after very many points, not getting really excited, and you can definitely see the players on the court losing a bit of energy.
I mean, what is there to be energized about? I mean, you're kind of getting kicked in the butt. And
deep swing from Zwazka there. Just found that end line.
yeah, and even after that, there's still not a spark from the Tosa West bench. Bakar at the line. He was the libero for the first 2 sets, now switching to the right side position or outside. And that's a big swing from Peter Hutt as he just gets over the top of Zwazka and he puts that one down for a kill.
Long arms from Peter Hutt. He's able to reach high, almost as high as the antenna, put that ball down, and West is not able to touch it. Great line swing. Way to find that spot over the hands in between the antenna for the big kill.
Delfava with his serve puts a lot of power on. That one was close, and they're going to give that one to the Trojans.
Something Delfava needs to work on, just contacting that ball a little better, sending it over the net, just a little closer to the tape.
Yeah, and in high-intensity games, I've noticed that when Delfava gets to the line for his second serve, after his initial one, he speeds up his approach, he speeds up the toss, and that's where the errant serves come from. He's a very great server, but when it comes to those high-pressure moments, he just needs to slow down, take a breath before he serves, and that's one of his flaws when he's at the service line. Hansen now at the line for the Trojans. Goes for the top spin serve. Delfava with the pass. Fleming on the outside on a bit of an abridged run. And it's off the platform of Hansen, and that one's sent way behind the far side of the court for another Hilltopper point.
Some things that these teams aren't anticipating is the balls hitting off the ceiling. Definitely hard hit balls from Marquette, driven into their platform. Just bounce up right in the ceiling. You don't have much time to react to that. And some of the funky angles on the ceiling here send the balls in weird ways. And that's definitely something that sets a team out of system. As Maloney misses his topspin serve. Not something we see from him. He's usually more of a jump float guy. But he's trying something new out here.
He usually
good game to be doing it in.
Right, right. He usually doesn't serve at all. It's usually Lemke and Radomski in those middle slots. Another swing from Hutt down the line. Contacts the hands of Hansen, but it's another kill for the Hilltoppers. Hutt having self a game in this third set. And that calls for not a Trojan timeout, a Trojan substitution. My apologies. Zwaska checking back to the game now for Cody Sinsanthafone. Sinsanthafone, I'm in the zone. Watch my drone.
Thanks for the rhymes, Aaron. Peter Hutt, a very efficient hitter. And this is roofed by Basaric. Straight down to the floor. He's happy about that one. Back to my point about Peter Hutt. Just a very efficient hitter, as we see. You know, maybe he could get in a few more games after this one. How about that, Coach?
Maybe, as that brings Peter Hutt back into the line. Basaric in the front row. Float from him. They go to Timmers on the outside, the high ball. Finds the gap in the block. Dove for by Delfava. Big swing from Fleming down the line. And it's just out of bounds. Bit unlucky on the swing there from Fleming.
Fleming still contacting the ball really high. Maybe just hitting it behind his shoulder again. Really needs to focus on that. Maybe jumping a bit early, overrunning it is what's causing that.
Float in from Timmers. Tight pass, dumped over by Basaric. And it's going to be Trojan point.
We'll bring Timmers back to the line for Tosa West as Marquette has a lead of 5 points, 19-14.
Timmers' second is missed into the net. Marquette is 5 points away from their final home victory here on senior night. Last match of conference play. This could bring their record to 17-10. They play number 1 ranked opponent Middleton next week out in Madison. Here's the float from Fleming. A bit of miscommunication between Timmers and Anopa leads to the ball dropping.
Tosa West losing a lot of momentum and energy here. Their bench looks very, very depressed right now.
It's dead. They're lifeless. That's what happens when you play Marquette. It's just such a quality team like this, leaves you lifeless. There's an ace from Fleming. Hansen jumps as he puts that one into the ground off his platform. Aaron went at that.
Great aggressive serve from Fleming there. Hard float right over the tape. Hansen's not doing the best with his platform right now. Libero's not usually his primary position, but he's not taking advantage of playing there. As that ball is blocked by Basaric and Lemke and carried under the net by Bakar.
It's another Marquette point. They're 2 away from victory. Stick with us after the game. We will be interviewing 2 Marquette seniors after tonight's game. Please stick with us after this game's done. Bakar on the block, only one there. Hutt with the back row swing finds the hands of Bakar, and it's tipped out of bounds. Marquette point, they're 1 away from victory.
Another 40-ball setback to Peter Hutt. Taking advantage of these, goes high hands. Tosa West defense isn't able to pick that one up. Great swing.
Fleming on game point. Hilltoppers leading by 10. Missed into the net. Why am I even surprised? Why am I even surprised? You announce these guys for 4 games, and what do? They miss their serves, and it happens. I understand it needs to be cleaned up, but on game point like that, you don't want to do that.
A little JV tradition with Coach Nick Putzer is if you miss the game point serve, you have to bring brownies for the whole team.
I remember brownies.
Maybe this varsity team could be eating good tomorrow.
And that's the game. Hilltoppers wrap it up 25-15. Stick with us. Stick with us. We will be joined by 2 Marquette seniors for our post-game interview. Thank you, everybody. This is the Hilltopper Media Collective. I'm Aaron Egan, joined by Davis Fryjoff. We'll be with you shortly. Welcome back. Marquette Hilltoppers take the 3-0 victory. I'm joined with Max Radomski and Steven DeSlongchamps, 2 seniors on this team. Max, after this game, how do you think it's going to go playing Middleton next week and then rolling into playoffs right thereafter?
This game was a really momentum booster, and the game on Monday against Muskego, that really helped us gain a lot of chemistry and morale going into the Middleton game next week and for the playoffs and state tournament.
And also, Max, I know you've been part of the program for the last 4 years, even part of the Junior Hilltoppers program. How has the culture here impacted your life, not only as a volleyball player, but also as a student at Marquette High?
All of my teachers and coaches here have taught me to become a man for others and take volleyball second, but being a friend and leading in your faith life first. And they've really guided me just personally and in my faith life, and I will never take that for granted.
Steven, as one of the leaders of this team, are you proud of being a leader on this team and what you've accomplished, and do you think the team is at a good foot going forward?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, it's really nice to have this amazing group of guys, and I'm really privileged to be a leader here. Yeah, it's an incredible group, and I'm really excited for what we have in store. But it's not finished. You know, that last game is the most important.
Right. And do you guys think you're going to carry your relationships through volleyball past high school?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like Max, all these guys. I've known them for so long, and I really do plan on, you know, carrying these relationships through, and so, yeah, seeing these boys at the end, really. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you guys have any words for the broadcast?
I do not.
Shout out my mom.
Yeah. Shout out the parents of these boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Marquette Hilltopper Soccer takes on the Madison West Regents, number 8 versus number 3 in the state. Game of the year, live at 7. I'm Aaron Egan. This is the Hilltopper Media Collective. Thank you to everybody for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.